One of my favorite things about France is all the quaint villages. And it's not just the Dordogne region specifically, but all of France. There's villages everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you travel, you're gonna get views of these adorable, cute little villages. Howdy everyone, and welcome to another episode of Husbands in France. One exciting thing we have to announce, Andrew has officially launched the Husbands in France newsletter. This newsletter, like our videos, will go over moving, tips, our experiences, our travels, what to know about visas, what to know about moving overall, what to know about buying a house, and also just fun things and recaps. So make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. The link is in the description. Andrew has been writing newsletters for 2 years. He used to write the Daily Brief, which was a daily newsletter for Los Angeles Magazine. He's a phenomenal writer. I promise it'll be fun, so make sure you sign up for that newsletter. It takes 10 seconds. And the newsletter is going to be weekly. If you're not following us on our other social media channels, they're really simple at Husbands in France. So go give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and then you're already here on YouTube, so we hope you're subscribed. Since our last video, we've been up to a ton of different things. We went to Lalande, however you say it, again, and we actually discovered parts of the village that we didn't see originally, and it's actually very cute, and we do recommend going there. Now, their farmers market is okay, but when we did go there, they were actually doing an arbor event, and we bought different trees. We bought a peach tree, a pear tree, and a raspberry bush. We're gonna start growing those. We're keeping them inside for the winter, and then at the beginning of summer, we're going to plant them. This is very dear and near to my heart because my grandfather actually was a farmer and had his own orchard where he grew and sold peaches his whole life. So it's kind of fitting in the Cunningham family to have a peach tree. If my grandfather was still alive, he'd be very excited to know that I moved to a farm in the countryside, have a tractor, and now a peach tree. Maybe keep the family tradition alive and going. Another thing we've been up to is trying new restaurants in the area. So in a nearby village, we went to Le Josephine, which was decent. I won't say it's the most amazing food, but it's okay. Now, if you're new to France and not used to French cuisine, this is gonna taste really, really good to you. But if you have a lot of experience eating French food, it's just okay. However, the vibe was cute, they were super nice, and it was raining outside, so we went in 10 minutes early. It was no problem with them. They set us and let us start eating early, which was very nice of them. It's also along this cute little waterfront. However, it's winter, so you know, we weren't spending a ton of time out there. And then we went to this other one called Les Marais. This was the bomb. The food was absolutely incredible. The vibe was great. The people were super nice. There was a cat just roaming around the restaurant, and we thought it was 10/10, definitely recommend. It's in this cute little village called Lanquet, which is near Bergerac. So if you're in the Dordogne, in the Bergerac area, definitely stop by here. It was incredible, and we definitely recommend it. Now, Andrew's parents came to visit for 2 weeks. His dad was amazing and helped us with a few things. So initially this summer, we installed the fiber optic cable, which you can see are these green tubes. However, we wanted to put in exterior lighting along the driveway. Now, we bought this house and it already had solar powered lighting on the trees. However, because it is darker here and there's not always sunshine, it can be pretty cloudy, they don't work every day. So only if it's a super sunny day do they work. So we wanted to put in ones with a cable that are powered by electricity. So here you can see we're installing the cables. We had to put them in the sheath, which is called la gaine en français, and we rented this thing called une trancheuse, and the trancheuse is a trencher which helps you build a trench. Now, we discovered doing this with more moist wet ground that it was actually harder. So if you find yourself doing this, definitely do it when the ground is a little bit harder. Andrew was amazing and did the entire trancheuse. I built holes for the boxes, and then his dad did all the wiring and installation of the lights. Thank you so much, Gordon, for helping make our home beautiful. I think they look really great. We keep joking that it is a runway and a plane could land at any moment because the lights are so bright. But let me tell you, at nighttime when I am walking the dog, it is really nice to be able to see, because when there are clouds and you can't see the stars or the moon, I actually have to use a flashlight. We took Andrew's parents up to Paris for a couple of days before they flew back to the United States. So here's a little few clips of what we did in Paris. Now, our Paris trip was super short and very chill. We just went on walks, coffee shops, a few restaurants. What's up, y'all? So we are back in Paris. Andrew's parents are with us, so we're gonna go do some walking and shopping. We're gonna take you through Le Marais, aka the Marais in a very bad American accent, which is a shopping district and also the neighborhood. So you'll see pride stuff, rainbows, rainbow crosswalks, and then everyone there does their shopping. Now it is Monday, which means it's a little bit calmer. Sunday is the big shopping day here in Paris to go to the fashion districts. So this should be a little bit more of a laid back shopping day. We are almost to the edge of Le Marais, and you know you've made it here when you're by the BHV, which is a department store, mall, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and Hôtel de Ville. When you get to this area, you're going to go through the neighborhood and then you're at Le Marais. Now, Le Marais is actually quite big and it's very diverse. I think it has some of the prettiest and cutest architecture in Paris. It's very, very old. However, I would not want to live there because it is a party all the time. It's always poppin', there's always something to do, there's always people at bars and cafes. It's very hip, it's a wonderful area to go. It's one of my favorite areas in Paris to go on walks. If you're in Paris, you have to come here. Right now, in true Christmas spirit at l'Hôtel de Ville, at the Hôtel de Ville du Paris, there is a Christmas market. So when you come to Paris, there's Christmas markets everywhere, just like every other major city in Europe. And to be honest, I'm not a giant, I'm not taken aback by these Christmas markets because it's essentially just Amazon stuff being sold. There's nothing really cool handmade. And food. Now, this is where I love to get vin chaud, aka mulled wine. Alright, so we have made it to Le Marais, and we are walking through one of the main streets that's pretty gay. So it's closed right now, but this little red bar is Le Coq's, which is a gay bar where I go and get beer. Lots of people hang out outside on the sidewalk. It's when there's happy hour. If you're queer and in Paris, this is a good, chill, relaxed bar to get a beer and talk. And I found it very easy to strike up conversations with Frenchies there. So don't be timid. You can go practice your French and make some gay friends. Okay, we are going into Paul Marais, which is a leather store. So they have purses, wallets, belts. Now the purses and wallets, those are more feminine. So if you're girly, this is a cool place to go get some leather goods. But for the boys, this is a great place to get belts.
And then maybe afterwards we'll get some Chinese food.
I would love some food. Oui, on est tous ensemble.
Pour moi, je voudrais flat, green Thailand, thaïlandais, plus bouffe à la sauce piquante, plus
She handed me a fork, but we are cultured, so we are using chopsticks. Okay, so it is now nighttime in Paris, and we are headed to dinner at, how do you say it? Le Préco? Le Préco? Je pense que c'est Le Préco, which is a restaurant in our neighborhood. We've been here before and had a very bad experience. They asked for a tip, which you would not do if we were French. But we're gonna go back and give it one more shot before we write this restaurant off. So, fingers crossed. we bought this house and it already had solar powered lighting on the trees. However, because it is darker here and there's not always sunshine, it can be pretty cloudy. They don't work every day. So we wanted to put in ones with a cable that are powered by electricity. These lights also suck because any wind turns them. They don't really stay upright and they're not the vibe. Now, while installing the outdoor lights and the cables, working through it was a lot of work. We went to the hardware store like 4 times. We're going back to the hardware store. We went yesterday, but we need to go back. So we're gonna head there now. So come along with us. And we are back at Marais. Okay, let's find all the stuff that we need. We went to 3 different hardware stores. We went to Master, which is for farmers. We went anywhere that had equipment that we thought we'd be able to use. We still had to order some things through Amazon, so it was gathering a bunch of pieces. However, Andrew did do an amazing job at making sure that we had everything. Literally, Andrew has been figuring out everything we need to do through ChatGPT, which is kind of amazing. They're trying to figure out what wire we need for these outdoor lights. And as you can see, I'm doing nothing. I'm just here to translate. He had a Sharpie in his mouth, so he looked like he was smoking. We're at Franz Bonhomme looking for la gaine et de câble. Because we're setting up lights to go down the driveway, so we've got to get the tube and the cable for it. Bonjour. Bonjour. On est ici parce qu'on a besoin d'acheter une gaine de 42,5 ou 44. 4 mm.
For in gris.
En gris?
42.
En gris? Oui.
42.
Pardon?
42.
42? No.
Diameter?
Okay, we found la gaine, the tubing, and we just bought 5 of them. It was €150, so not super cheap.
Hello.
Cuckoo.
What's going on?
We put 5 of the guns in the back of the car, and because it's not an actual SUV, there is no room. So this is where American car sizes are much better. Today is Trancheuse Day, which I guess in English we're calling it a trencher. So we have rented une trancheuse, and what we are going to do is we are going to bury the line for our fiber internet, for le fibre, and then we're also installing and planting the lines for our lighting along the driveway, so we can have some exterior lighting and also see when we're driving up our driveway to our house, because when it's cloudy here and dark, you cannot see the road at all. One thing we had to do is bury the sheaths. So after we finished la trancheuse and all that jazz, which was a lot of physical work, we need to get gravel for our driveway as it's starting to get muddy. So that's going to be coming down the pipeline. There's just a lot to do with this property. It's so big. Living out in the country, there's a lot of mud and a lot of rain here. Now, the southwest of France is pretty sunny, but we still have our rainy, muddy days. So I have to wear rain boots all the time. Now, we bought this house furnished. And when you say furnished, I'm expecting like the bed, the dressers, the tables, the outdoor furniture, that kind of stuff. The previous owners did leave us some really nice tools, useful outdoor stuff, and things that are helpful. We bought this house partially because it came furnished and with all these amenities. We wanted to make this move easy, and it was great because essentially we just had to show up with our clothes and the house was good to go. The previous owners left the house in a disaster. Upon arrival, they had just left so many things. Beer bottles, paint everywhere, slippers. So as you can see, we've rented this big thing to put all the belongings that they left, all the trash. They left so many things, personal documents. It's really disappointing as new homeowners, and this being our first house, that we've spent the whole time cleaning up their mess. Y'all, they left the house in such a disarray. We've been spending months cleaning. Even Andrew's mom has come to visit and helped us clean. She helped clean the pool house. She's helped clean other rooms. Now, of course, moving, we're still gonna have boxes and things out for a while. You don't just move in a month, have the house set up. And if you've done that, congrats, you're amazing. So I understand it's gonna take a little time. There's boxes everywhere. I'm just ready for the house to be clean and put together. Now, I'm not sure if this is normal in France or in Europe to just leave the house in a giant disarray, but we spent months cleaning and getting rid of their things. So we had to rent this actually for 2 days to get rid of all of the stuff they left. They left so much trash, it was insane. We're also looking into getting chickens and guinea fowl, so we're excited to finally start filling the farm up with animals and its functionality as an actual farm. Because right now we just have Mr. Lincoln running around being the only animal on site. We hoped you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for the very next one.